crimes that they in there for, but they gotta say, I robbed this nigga because Thug told me to. I shot this nigga, yeah, you got me because Thug told me to. I took this dope over here to Tennessee because Thug told me to. They gotta come like that at her, or she ain't fucking with them.
If all them people that took the plea deals, if they don't show up or are not willing to testify, is that's gonna help his case?
Nah, because she already got him on tape in the back room. She got him on
Oh,
tape,
that's
and
the purpose of that.
I'm gonna tell you why. No, and I'm gonna give it to you. Why she got him on tape and why she made him do the written statement. Because she know the probability of them being killed before a trial is high.
Facts.
So
I get what you're saying.
what? So they still there anyway. And harming them people make it worse for the case.
You talking about like intimidating witnesses and shit?
Nigga doing, man, them niggas better not have an accident. Them niggas better not catch COVID. Them niggas better not catch an overdose or nothing. Nigga, they gonna blame them, bro.
Anything go if they gonna blame them niggas.
I'm telling you.
Them niggas catch a common cold, they gonna blame Thug for them niggas. Shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy. I ain't heard nothing about that 4PF shit. They talking about they was going out to 4PF. I ain't heard nothing new about that, but they definitely investigating them because they got some shit tied to them. I saw too. It ain't nothing serious yet to where they trying to get the whole gang or whatever they want to call it. But them niggas better chill out, bro, with all that documenting and all that shit on social media, bro.
Hey, Baron, it seems like they going at all rappers, bro. Any niggas that's
But
calling themselves a clique
it's the
or
rappers that are
whatever.
doing that to themselves though, by putting
Right,
all this shit out there. They
right.
the ones being idiots. You know what I mean? What the fuck?
It's
Get
a
your
Y'all,
get
different
it. Yeah.
generation, man. These niggas out here is like show and telling like a motherfucker, boy.
Aubrey
Like,
said
come on.
earlier on the morning show, Aubrey was like they targeting only hip hop blacks, but I don't see the country niggas talking about murking niggas and actually doing all
They
that
talking about
stuff.
other things, but it's kind of it's a different kind of jargon how they speak. You know what I mean? So it's
Bro,
like,
they definitely talking gangster
yeah,
shit just like we
yeah.
talking. They definitely talk the same gangster shit, but bro, it's just different. Like nigga, if a nigga got killed at 5 a.m. on a
Make a rap song
on
and say they've been killed. They don't. You don't
yeah,
gotta say it. You don't gotta let them
bro, you gonna
know.
say the exact
Yeah,
time and the street that it was on, bro?
and
That's
try to make
wild.
it sound like a joke. Like it's that's weird.
I ain't gonna say they getting picked though. They just gotta stop fucking putting that shit out there like that, bro. Because the niggas that don't do that ain't got them problems. So you can't just say that.
Fuck.
The niggas that don't do that ain't got them problems.
All they doing is making this shit easy for these niggas to fucking
I
bring
believe it's
cases
making
on
it.
their
Yeah, I
ass,
believe it's
nigga.
making it fucking worse for everybody else that's involved in the rap game, but that are doing shit legally. That is just trying to get by doing their thing, and they're just bringing a lot of unnecessary heat on motherfuckers that they don't need to be like unnecessary eyes. That motherfuckers is like, what the fuck?
For no
Because they,
reason.
you know what I mean, for no reason.
That's a fact.
You crazy? I ain't
Hey,
gonna
the
lie.
way this shit looking like, it ain't gonna be no more street shit going on about 2024, man.
That's kind of good though. I ain't gonna lie, shit. I mean, we all from the streets, but man, what's to say? The streets is where a lot of us fucked up at. So that shit's probably the best thing for the streets is to, I hate to say it, shit. We've been all done that shit, but shit, motherfuckers want to make it easy for them. Shit, other motherfuckers are tending to themselves and getting by just fine by doing what they got to do the right way instead of putting themselves in the mix like that. Shit, I ain't gonna shit.
That's why it's better to just be yourself, beast.
That's it. By doing what they got to do the right way instead of putting themselves in the mix like that. Shit, I ain't gonna shit.
That's why it's better to just be yourself, beast.
That's it.
When
That's
you be
it.
yourself and know your lane, you know exactly what you got to do. But when you want to cross the street and find out what's going on across the street and that don't got shit to do with you, that's when the problems occur, my nigga. You know what I
They
mean?
always said like
Stay in
when you
your
was in
lane,
prison, if
man.
you want to raise your hand, you could be involved in this real quick. You don't have to
Real
do nothing. You
shit.
could just be just chill and do your thing, do your time. But if you once you raise your hand and you get involved, you's involved.
And
Is
don't
it
be
safe to
out here
say these females
50%,
starting to be
nigga.
more solid than these niggas, man? Cause see, Kelsey, she ain't tell not one thing, man. It's looking like You gotta hustle with females nowadays, man. Niggas turn to straight
You
rats,
can't
man. What
count that though, cause Kelsey looked like a man, so I don't know.
I
What's
ain't
good?
doing that.
ah
I don't know. That don't look like no
But a
female.
lot of these men
They
that
had to be
men
echo, man.
they
Echo,
they been
man.
they been they've been looking they you already know.
She better not be hustle with a female that got a kid.
Hold on. Hold on. This a different one.
Ebony, call me.
It's a bad echo.
I made a burner, Ebony.
They got an echo.
I
The
don't
way
Yeah,
know.
too.
somebody. I felt like
Okay,
It's
Diamond,
good
I
now.
got
She
in
you.
had
the
a bad
arena or
feedback.
some shit.
It's
I
from
don't know
Drew.
what the fuck was going on. It was like, welcome to the game. I was confused. I thought my car was fucking up or something.
Yeah, I got some more audio on your boy DK. About to run that right quick.
I know on my way to work, I got 31 minutes to go.
Say Indigo, you fuck with DK YSL DK before?
I don't really know his music. I'm not even gonna hold you. I gotta check it out. I might have, but he's probably one of those people where I've heard it and didn't know who it was.
She for sure
Indigo funny.
she knows them for sure.
I
She
really
ain't
thought,
never heard of that
honestly,
nigga.
It's
you know
okay.
how
I'm
he
up
be running
next.
content
You
to
heard of
promote
Gucci
people. I
Land.
thought,
Yep. And I'm up
yeah,
next. Taking me.
I thought he was one of them people who was just running the content to kind of like push him as an artist type shit. I never, yeah, I had to, yeah. I thought I was somebody artist or something. 'Cause I ain't never heard that shit.
Hey, real quick, Sosa, come off your mic.
Yo, my brother, what go on?
Yo, he good. Sosa's good. That's the
Walk
dude from
on, walk
England,
on.
man.
What's
Yeah,
good,
he
man?
was kicking it
Yeah.
with Wack the other day.
That's
He
that
good.
UK artist.
Yeah, he about to be
Yeah,
from
yeah.
on this side with us too. He alright.
Okay,
All
we just
right,
checking. We
one
just
second,
Yeah,
checking.
one
yeah, yeah.
second.
I just text.
Irie.
So what's you lot spaces? Obviously we come from the Twitter spaces, innit? So what's you lot's rooms mainly about though?
This room is about go ahead.
Coming together. Seeing the best out of each other.
Man, you want to
Sharing
know what
dreams
good burger
together.
is?
City
Good
girls
burger is
versus city
toxic
chicks.
masculinity.
Well, how you gonna just say
Yeah, I
that
hear that.
bullshit in the middle of my
One
speech?
There's
We
got to be a
talking
blood,
about
balance.
one
There's got
blood, man.
toothpaste,
There's got to be a
tooth,
balance. You get it. There has to be a balance, man.
Yeah, we on the good side
the tooth
with a
Trying to
little
build a
fairy.
bullshit.
bridge. You know what I'm saying?
And in Good Burger,
Trying to
you
build a
gotta
bridge.
come correct, or we gonna pack your ass the fuck out.
Hey,
Yeah.
listen, I'm 100.
Take a
Listen, I got a
motherfucking
200. I
seat,
got a 200. Listen, I
kick your
got a
feet,
200
and be
man army,
cool.
man. I got a
Yes,
200
Yes,
man
sir.
sir.
army.
You got
Hold
a
on,
two
Carrie.
hundred
We
man
chop
army?
down trees for a
Yeah,
Hey,
I got.
living,
mute up.
sir.
Mute up. We got audio.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another
This
episode
J
of
Yo
EO
cousin right
West.
here.
It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all. Y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on DK, one of YSL's co-founders, who recently pled guilty and also testified in another case.
You're facing a tough challenge now. How are you going to get through that? The same way I got through everything else with God and my faith.
With the news of Gunna's plea deal casting a temporary shadow over the rest of the YSL case, an actual member and admitted co-founder of YSL has also pled guilty. 31-year-old Walter Murphy, who is more commonly known throughout Atlanta as DK, has also been released after pleading guilty to one count of violating Georgia's RICO Act. But unlike Gunna, DK has even stronger ties to the alleged gang and a violent criminal history. Within the YSL indictment, DK would be listed as having committed 10 acts in furtherance of YSL, including 2 shootings and even tattooing YSL on his forehead. Back in September of 2013, according to court transcripts, 2 brothers were on their way home when a black male wearing a red shirt and black shorts approached their vehicle saying, "You already know what time it is," as he aimed a handgun demanding money. That's when he fired a single round into the floor of the car between the victim's legs when the 2 brothers got out of the car and ran. It just so happened 3 police officers were inside of a neighboring apartment within the complex on a separate investigation when they heard the shot. One officer ran to the parking lot, witnessing the suspect wearing a red shirt run and jump into a Nissan with 2 other men. Another officer jumped in front of the Nissan demanding the 3 men exit the vehicle at gunpoint, but the Nissan drove past, almost hitting the officer before crashing into an unmarked police vehicle. The officer would open fire shooting into DK's getaway vehicle as DK and another man shot back before a short high-speed chase would end when the suspects crashed into a laundromat. The initial victim from the robbery claimed he'd been robbed and DK was found in possession of exactly $970, the amount reported stolen. DK and his accomplice had been shot and were transported to the hospital while the getaway driver was uninjured and gave a statement to police. He claimed the victim was a drug dealer and they planned to rob him. He further claimed the police vehicle was unmarked and all he knew was the car drove up and started shooting, so he drove off while DK and the other man were shot in the back seat. 3 guns were found in the getaway vehicle, 2 of which had been fired during the exchange in gunfire with police. Investigators would soon learn the victim, Derek Dotson, had actually dated DK's cousin, and DK wasn't robbing him, but confronting him on the money he was shorted. A few months later, Derek had shot at DK and pistol whipped his child's mother in a parking lot. According to DK's court transcripts, it states DK and his child's mother both testified against Derek Dotson in Clayton County Court, and further states DK has been talking to Atlanta police about some important matters. He's been doing right. Derek Dotson would die by alleged suicide before trial in his case. While still going to court for the shooting, DK would be out on bond when in April of 2015, he fired a rifle at 4 men, striking 1 in the head. The man would luckily survive, but be permanently disfigured as a large portion of his skull had to be removed. For whatever reason, the details of this case have been sealed. DK would take an alpha plea in his first case and was sentenced to 15 years in prison, was given 7 months time served, and only had to serve 18 months in prison while the remainder of his sentence was to be on probation. In his second shooting, DK pled guilty and was sentenced to 25 years, having to serve 8 in prison, followed by 12 years of probation and a 5-year suspended sentence. The majority of crimes committed within the YSL case were committed while DK was serving time in prison, and DK was currently on parole before being indicted. But while his lawyer tries to portray DK as having already served his time like a man, previous court transcripts clearly state DK had some type of interaction with police going on way back in 2013, and even testified with his child's mother after being shot at while she was pistol whipped. But in this indictment, DK would admit in court he, alongside Young Thug and another man, founded YSL back in 2012. While we don't have actual footage of what all DK admitted to in court like we do with Gunna, we can only assume he agreed to much of the same, as far as YSL being a gang and Young Thug being a founder. DK would plead guilty to violating Georgia's RICO Act and be sentenced to 10 years with 1 year time served and the remaining 9 years to be served on probation. As part of his plea deal, he has agreed to testify truthfully in any further trial as it may become necessary. DK is also required to perform 300 hours of community service, and his probation will be terminated after 5 years. So much like Gunna, as long as DK is willing to testify when asked, he will remain free, while the prosecutor's grip only strengthens on the main man they wish to punish in the YSL indictment. Now obviously, common sense isn't very fucking common. You have people saying, Gunna didn't snitch, he just admitted YSL is a gang. Gunna didn't snitch, he just admitted that he knows YSL gang members committed crimes on behalf of YSL. Gunna isn't a snitch. When asked if the gun and the drugs in the car when him and Young Thug were pulled over was his, he said no. Gunna's not a snitch, he just walked out of a fucking RICO with the year served and the rest on probation, agreeing to testify if asked, right? So what are we gonna say about DK? DK has been convicted of 2 separate shootings, knocked the fucking memory out of this dude's head. You can see a portion of his head is gone, and no disrespect to bro, but it's like, Obviously, he's trying to cover it with the dreads. I understand. He doesn't have the money to get the fucking metal implant, the pretend skull that you can get. But you done knocked the consciousness out this man with a fucking rifle in a previous case. And now you walk out with a year served in a RICO, sentenced to 9 years probation, with the probation terminated in 5 years, and nobody's gonna think DK's telling on nobody? Y'all are gonna think, nah, yeah, he kept it solid. Motherfuckers is just not getting in trouble for RICOs. So Young Thug should be straight, right? Because if these dudes are getting off like that, Thug's gonna get, what, 15 years, but time served, and he's just got 10 years on probation? Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Gunna had to admit to things before he could walk out. Same thing with DK. DK had to admit he was a co-founder in YSL. He was an accused co-founder, but now he's actually admitted it. And we don't know what else he had to admit. I'm assuming it's much of the same thing, but he's definitely a key component in this case because he's going to solidify the origins of YSL. But the most interesting thing about DK is the fact that in his first shooting, his own lawyer brought up to the courts in court transcripts, look, DK was previously attacked by the alleged robbery victim in a separate incident. He was shot at, his baby mama got pistol whipped, and both of them went to court to testify against the alleged victim of this robbery. Now the alleged victim died before trial, so according to that, you're gonna say, oh, DK didn't snitch. Dude died before trial. He went and testified with his baby mama. But not only that, the lawyer said DK was having interactions with the police back in 2013 and obviously did not want to expose what those interactions were, but he hinted at it was a pretty big thing. YSL was created in 2012. DK was having these talks with police in 2013. These court transcripts weren't actually recorded until 2016 when that case ended. So from 13 to 16, what the fuck was DK talking to police about? I'm gonna let y'all think about that. It's 10.
All right, so what DK sound like to y'all, bro? Y'all hearing the same shit I'm hearing about this nigga? Like, he sound like the main fucking piece in this shit.
Sound like
That's
the
what it
biggest
do.
rat ever.
That's the one that set every fucking thing up to me.
Hey, but
He
with
put the whole thing together. He
yeah,
sound
but
like a main piece.
He
with the
said
shit that
he
he's
sounds like
getting
he's
away
been
with the
playing
shit that
Dragon
he's
from the
getting
start,
away
man.
with, I guarantee you, with the shit he getting away with, he like a fucking key witness to not only what's going on with YSL, but I guarantee you a couple of other organizations.
Man, that bitch an informant, bro.
He sure is. They giving him 9 years on probation, going away after 5. He's been giving them all this information from 13 to 16.
That bitch is an informant, homie.
My thing is they giving out a lot of fucking probation.
And
Bro,
I was
you
two,
just
heard how
finna
much
say,
time this dude got charged with on 2 different?
nigga, a year on one of them and what 8 years on
No,
the
that's
other
what
one, but
he
then
did. What was the time they gave him? They gave that nigga
Yeah.
like
20,
25 on one.
25 years, did
Yeah.
8 and gave him what
25 and then get 8, get 8.
Working
But he
with
really
the
yeah
just
8
people,
and
wanted them
then
to
bro.
a
tell
year.